Welcome back, week 3, functional HIIT Primal Fit. So let's get started. We're doing a different warm-up every week and a different series every week, but the same kind of format. So it's going to be 2-minute jump rope, followed by, in as many rounds as possible, a strength component as well as a primal movement component. So all the strength components feed into the primal movements that we're using. So let's go. We're going to start with if you have this, because I'm home, is a DIY, this is the base of a broom handle. So we're going to start with some shoulder mobility drills. We're just bringing it up and over. All right, so we're priming those shoulders, getting the shoulders, the capsule to stretch and move up and over. At the same time, you can pull out on the handle. That's great. That's going to engage the lats a little bit. And all of those muscles that insert into the shoulder girdle are going to help move the joint a little bit further into range of motion as we move. All right, so taking it up overhead, we're going to do some circles. So we're going to come to the front and to the side and back, opposite direction. So we're adding a little bit of thoracic mobility into this move, right? Because your shoulder won't move very well if your thoracic spine doesn't move very well. We rely on mobility of the shoulder, not just from the shoulder itself, but from the neck and that mid-back. So, all right, from here we're going to be dropping it back. We're going to do some good mornings, right? So this is to prime the legs a little bit. So dropping or hinging from the waist. If you need to keep your knees bent, keep your knees bent for the first time. And we're going to drop it down, keeping them back as straight as possible. Down. And then come back up. Now when you come back up, I want you to really think about your return using your glutes. So you're really squeezing your glutes, using that whole posterior chain, the hamstrings. Those are going to elevate you up into a standing position. So come down. Good. Okay. So from here, we're going to take our arms out, and we're literally going to go behind the head. We're going to stretch the capsule of the shoulder again, keeping your core tight, your core strong, making sure that everything is zipped up, kind of like you have a pair of jeans on. You need to suck in that gut. They're a little bit too small. You want to get them to fit. Okay, good. And from here, we're just going to go up and back. So shoulders up and back. Last week we talked about our shoulder blades kissing. Same idea. The more we can get our shoulder blades back and down, we're engaging the lower traps, we're engaging the lats, and it really lubricates the joint and the capsule of the shoulder. Okay, from here we're going to do some roll downs. So again, from the head, rolling through the trunk, and allow yourself to drop into a rested position. Relax the head. Not yes, not no. Rotate it around. Roll it up. Okay, bring this up like we're doing a snatch overhead. Drop, roll it back down. Slowly come back up. Drive those elbows up to the ceiling. Snatch that bar overhead. And relax. Okay, moving to our main set here. So we're going to start with our jump rope, 2 minutes. Moving on to our strength component paired with our primal movement. All right, 2 minutes on the clock here. All right, 2 minutes on the rope. How's everyone doing today? I'm gonna pick a mantra. Let's see. Ponytail is coming out of the ponytail holder, and it's annoying me So let me see if I could reframe this. Instead of me being annoyed and then thinking that my hair is going to fly around when it flies out of the ponytail holder, I'm going to stay with it. I'm going to be conscious with it. I'm annoyed. I'm hot. I'm not even sweating yet because we haven't started our workout. And I'm going to be okay. So, mantra. I am okay in this very moment. I am totally okay in this very moment. This very moment, all is good. All is good in the hood. Okay. 20 seconds. Who's been jumping rope the last few weeks? Hope this inspires you. I've been wanting to jump rope more than 2 minutes. Trying that 15-minute surge. All right, here we go. We are going to start off with single leg deadlifts. Your kettlebell, that would be great. If not, a weight, okay, from this position again. The hinge, right, is coming from here. We're dropping. Our whole body has to stay long. It's almost like if we were to have this behind our back, right? It's this position that needs to occur. This all has to stay in an even plane. The minute you drop out of it, you see what happens? You come out of balance. That's not where we want to be. We want to be balanced. So we're going single leg deadlift. We're moving into a horse walk. This little segment here is all about the glutes and the hamstrings. So a horse walk is like being in a horse stance. In karate or taekwondo, this is a horse stance. In ballet, this is a grand plie. So we're working on really wide stance and forward and back movement, okay? Single leg deadlift, here we go. You lose your balance? It's totally okay, just readjust. Find a spot on the floor. When you're coming up, I want you to really think about engaging that posterior chain, engaging the back of the hamstring, the glutes, ground through the foot. Okay. Great. We got 3 more here. If you want to speed it up, great. Just don't lose your form. Okay. That's one side. So let's go into our horse walk here. Drop it down. Really deep squat. Use the glute to propel you. Use the glute. And back. Woo! Feeling it in the tush. Great, grab your weights. We're going to go the other leg. Go for 10. Again, this is my harder side, so I'm a little bit less balanced here and having some difficulties in my ankle. Trying to keep yourself aligned as best you can. If you want to speed it up, go for it. Again, really thinking about, as you're dropping down, drop your center of gravity forward. But then as you come up, really engage the glutes, engage the hamstrings. The leg that's on top really isn't doing anything except shifting your balance. It's the standing leg that's doing all the work. I feel that burn even in my foot. Things are moving. Okay, great. One last one. Some horse walking. Here we go. squat down low. Use your glutes to propel you. Don't come out of that squat walk. Okay, this is like you're on a horse riding stance. If you want to counterbalance with your arms, you can. If you want to make this even harder, you can lift. Bring it back. Woo. Great. Okay, grab your weights. Grab your jump ropes. 2 minutes. What we need in life right now is to untangle. Untangle the mess. What mess are you in? What mess are you in your mind? You know, it's like when you have a thread on a sweater that you love and you tug on that thread. How far into that beautiful sweater does that thread go? You can patch it, you can snip it, you can keep tugging, eventually ruin the whole thing. So maybe we'll take that into a mantra. Let's see, how can we do that? I am the untethered thread. I am untethered. I am untethered. Actually, you're not untethered. You're tethered. You're strong. You're like the gilded thread. The thread that cannot be untangled forever. The more you work on yourself, the less untangled you leave yourself. I like that. I'm gonna be a gilded thread today in my mind. Golden thread. I like that. All right, 2 minutes up. A step. I use a yoga block. We're going for our vastus medialis muscle. So instead of step ups, we're doing step downs. And we're working on the teardrop shaped muscle right here. So we're gonna take our step, and from here, keeping our pelvis neutral, we're gonna drop ourselves down into just a heel tap. All right, we're gonna do this until we feel a burn. So what we're working on right now is knee control. The knee, if you feel it driving in, if you feel it driving out, if you feel it in different areas of the trunk, the pelvis, and the lower limb, you're doing it wrong. You want to make sure that you're not tipping, right? That you're just dropping. So your center of gravity is dropping straight down. This is a step down. This is harder than a step up because this is solo targeting this vastus medialis muscle, which is a really strong stabilizer of the knee. I want you to do this until you burn. There's no time limit here. I'm already starting to. And I lost my balance, i.e. that was a threat, i.e. come on, let's try the other side. Again, this does not have to be a very high step. Now, let's go for the other side. This is harder for me. I don't necessarily have the flexibility in my ankle on this side, so it becomes a little bit more unstable feeling, but I'm really trying to keep this quad in as much control as I can have. All right, I'm actually feeling this more in my soleus, which is the bottom of my calf, than I am in my quad. And it's very interesting for me because when I cycle, I tend to get more lactic acid buildup in that left quad than I do in the right. And I know this whole chain is having some difficulties. So, not strengthen, lengthen, flexibility, mobility, coordination, balance. Okay, our primal movement for today. So we're working on coming down into a squat position. Bring your arms in front, bring them forward, squat, and jump. Okay, we're gonna go back. So we're really using our legs. The arm position is solely just for balance, but the idea here is to use your legs, your glutes, your quads, the push-up position, pushing up with your legs. Great. Okay, last set. Let's grab that step again. Reach a little forward with that leg, and we're gonna tap down. Okay. We're gonna go until we fatigue. If you find yourself off balance, use your vision to stabilize yourself. Woo. I'm starting to get weak, so I'm noticing I'm going to collapse a little bit in my arch, and I'm collapsing a little bit in my knee. I'm going to cut that movement. I'm fatigued enough. I don't want to establish a poor pattern, poor behavioral pattern of movement, biomechanical movement. Left side, here we go. This is way harder for me. Find your vision point, spot on the wall. See what's happening in your upper body. Are you clenching your face? Are you sticking your tongue out? What are your aberrant movements that are happening? That all indicates stress. It all indicates threat. Whew. Fatiguing out. Okay, going back to our frog jump. Squat it down, full range of motion in the hips and the knees. Hands forward, propel your body. Propel. Use your legs to push. Push up. Great. Okay, grab your rope. 2 minutes. Okay, we're down to onto our third set. So every adversity carries with it a seed of greater benefit. I think I talked about that last week. So, what's going on in your life right now? What adversity are you being faced with? So if you were to take away all of the thoughts and the emotions around your perception of that, what could be underneath it all? What seed are you planting? Is your seed going to make you grow in a different direction? What season are you in? Are you in winter where you just want to hibernate and not deal? Are you in fall where things are just falling away? It's okay too, because when things fall away, you make room for new things to grow. Your relationships, friendships, new thoughts about yourself, digging deep into spaces that maybe you never contemplated. It's all good. All good. 5 seconds. And the Swiss ball banded V workout. So we're working our entire posterior chain on our trunk. and we're going to be doing panther walks with pounces. That's our primal movement. All right, so from here, you're going to get on your Swiss ball. You're going to lean on it so you can see my legs are out and stable here, right? We're working on trying this to get our arms overhead, pulling out. So we're working on the lats here. We're going for 10 of these. Here we go. Try to keep your head in neutral alignment. Whew. Great. Okay, move this ball aside. We're going for panther walks here. So with 3 pounces. We're hovering, coming forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, reach, reach, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, reach, 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 forward, back. Forward, back. We've got one more going back. Great. Grab your ball. Grab your band. Find your center of gravity on the ball. Kick your legs out to a V so you're more stable. Arms come forward overhead. Drop your chin down. You want to be in alignment here again. Go for 10. Awesome. Drop this down. Come back up. Panther walk. 3 pounces. 1, 2, 3. Let's walk it. Back and forth. Back. Back and forth. Last one going back. Grab those jump ropes. So I had a conversation yesterday with one of the athletes that I coach. She's a runner, and her perception of her times right now are not what they were. And made me realize, so she was disappointed obviously, but made me realize how often we do that with ourselves, really on a daily basis. Something that we had perceived of being good at in the past. If we're not, quote unquote, as good doing it now in the present, we're labeling ourselves as being worse or bad. But what was interesting about this is that today is very different than it was yesterday, last week, a month ago. So for us to compare ourselves to who we were, maybe when we were in better shape, or in a better mindset, or in a better mood, or in a better relationship, we are totally negating who we are in this very moment. And that's really unfair. Really unfair to do that to ourselves. So think about this today as you move through your day. At any moment, are you comparing yourself or judging yourself in being less than you used to be? And then give yourself a little compassion around that. 2 minutes up. We're doing Swiss ball rollouts because we're working on our core and our abdominals here. Grab the Swiss ball. We're working on rollouts using your abdominal muscles. Core stabilizers here. So we're going to sit back just a little bit. Get our forearms on the ball. We're going to rotate forward and see how we can utilize our abdominals to hold ourselves in this position. Now, for those of you that cycle, for my fellow triathletes out there, this is a prime position for aero bars. This is a lot of heavy lat work. It also involves a very core abdominal muscle called the transverse abdominis, which is your lower core. If you can drop your belly towards the ball in almost an arm plank position. Okay, really feel that burn in your lower abdominals. Do 2 more. One more. Great. Okay, drop this away. We're going tabletop to reach back. We're going to come up into tabletop and we're going to reach back with the opposite arm. So I'm reaching up this way. So we're coming here and down. Here and down. We're going to do a few of these. If you can only get here, that's okay. That's okay. I want you to really push through your glute. Keep your core stable. This is adding a little oblique action to the side that you're pushing on. So you're using glute and whole rotational side body by reaching up and over. Push down on those legs to get yourself up. Great, 2 more. Grab your Swiss ball. Got another round of this. Here we go, sitting back. Stabilize yourself on your forearms. Push yourself forward. Lean in. So it's glute activation as well as stability through the trunk, the legs, the lower abdominal. Zip up your lower abs. If it's tough for you on your knees, you place a pillow. You can place a towel roll. Okay, 2 more. Core stability. Great, get rid of this. And tabletop to reach. Here we go, we'll do 10. 1. One more. Okay, good job. All right, our main set, done. We always end with some sort of balance and coordination drill. So if you want to take your shoes off to get rid of the shakiness or the instability, unless you're wearing 0 drops with no support on the bottom, you want to spread your toes. You're going to find your center of gravity. You're going to slightly shift your body weight so that you're in alignment. So if you're to think about this pole again, right? So in alignment. So if I'm here, this is alignment with my standing leg. I'm going to shift my body over that pole. What you're going to do here is you can just lift the knee, keep the bottom of your heel flat. Okay? We're going to hold this position for a count of 10. Take a deep breath in. I want you to really think about splaying your toes, feeling where your center of gravity is shifting you on your foot. See if you can really maintain the 4 points of your feet, front, back. Okay, so from this position, we're going to take this leg now, we're going to drop it off to the side, keeping this heel and the ankle in that dorsiflex position. Hold it here. See if you can maintain this position. I'm not necessarily feeling it on my leg, but I'm actually feeling it in the glute, keeping this leg up. This is not an easy position. All right, from here, remember thinking about elongation, keeping your abdominals zipped up and tight, like you've got that tight pair of pants on. You gotta suck it in. All right, we're dropping this behind us now into, so I'll turn for you. We're dropping this back. The knee comes down with this in alignment, but from here, we're just holding this position. So you're really working the glute. Your center of gravity is getting tipped forward. You need to counterbalance with the back of the leg because you want to stay upright. All right, I feel this again. I'm really contracting this glute, firing it up. My standing leg is burning. Hold, hold. Good. Come out of it. Shake it out. Okay, here we go. The opposite side now. Remember, shifting that body weight so we're in alignment. Now, if you feel like you're dropping to shift, see if you can align the pelvis. So from here, we're bringing that leg up. Again, keeping that flexed position of the foot, that dorsiflexed position, keeping all of this. The horizon is here, the vertical is here, right, an XY axis. You want to hold and maintain that. This side's a little harder for me in that this leg, because I've been having some difficulties, it's harder for me to hold it up. It's feeling like it's fatiguing. It's okay, I'm going to breathe through it. I'm going to take my mind and focus it on my foot because I want to ground down to lift up, right? That's this alternating, pushing down and pulling up. Great, we're going to hold this position. We're going to bring it out to the side. This changes our center of gravity. Because the lever arm is moving that way, my center of gravity is going to slightly come more to the outside of this foot, the blade of the foot. However, I still want to maintain a position of balance through the foot joint, pushing in, making sure that big toe doesn't pop up. Great, we're going to bring this back now. Whoa, I'm feeling the burn. All right, remember, come a little sideways for you. Holding it here. Drop the leg down so it's even with the other leg. Drive the heel back so that you're really holding your glute on that side. Hold it. Give me 5 more seconds here. If you can, bring your arms up. Good, 5, 4, 3, let it burn. 2, 1, drop it down. Thank you all for joining me again on week 3. Have a great day.